as a budget, let's say. Let's say sales and marketing finds a very neat opportunity to provide a new campaign in order to bring more sales in. An IT department has the $500,000 budget, but they're waiting for certain technologies, they're waiting for a new hardware, etc. So they're not necessarily using all their budget at that time. Companies think and they say, sales and marketing needs an additional $100,000 and we don't have enough fund because we have allocated all our budgets across all the departments. So I'm going to contact my financial department and I say, I'm a sales and marketing guy. I need an additional 100 grand to run this campaign. And I think the return is going to be huge. So we can get more jobs. Talk to IT department and I say, do you really need all your $500,000 right now? You have allocated across different periods. So if you're waiting for a couple of months, sales and marketing needs that money right now. So they can use the money in order to generate more money. So as soon as I transfer the money from you, I can transfer it back to you by the time they make more revenue. So that's the concept of a transfer. But when it comes to certain rules, you may not want to transfer money from certain departments. Example would be pharmaceutical, like the research and development. Excuse me if you are like animal lover, just an example. Let's assume they are testing medicine on certain animals, like mice. And then they injected the medicine. They have to wait the 20 days for the result. And what are you going to do? Transfer the money from them? And they don't have any more money to continue with the research. So that would be a waste of life of those animals and also the research. So you may want to have some rules and regulations and say, you know what, you can't transfer money from pharmaceutical research and development, or you cannot transfer money from national security, military, let's say, but you can transfer from other departments temporarily. That's the concept of a transfer. Therefore, when it comes to the transfer, you get the money from one department and you add it to the other. So there's an in and there's an out, but has not been done yet if it's draft. So therefore, all of these values can be added in order to see and calculate how much fund total do you have for that specific account and set of dimensions. When you use apportionments and use only the apportionment amount, all of the checkboxes under the amount to sum will be faded. The apportionment ideology is you have to use a particular amount of sum for a particular amount of time. Like it offers $1 billion to the Department of Education, because they have to create new schools, they have to update the infrastructure. But they give them a threshold and time. They say you have to use, let's say out of $1 billion, $250,000 within the next couple of months. So that's the apportionment amount. You have to only consider that amount, not the whole thing. So that automatically fades the rest of the checkboxes. On your right-hand side, these are about expenditure. The expenditure is talking about commitment accounting. I have a different session about commitment accounting coming up shortly. So the idea here is you have an actual expenditure, which is literally those transactions that you're posting against your expenses or liabilities. You have an unposted actual expenditure. Those are the journals that have been placed into the journal but have not been posted yet, or they're awaiting an approval because they're workflow enabled. Would you like to include them as well to deduct it or not? Then you have reservation for encumbrances and reservation for unconfirmed encumbrances. The concept of an encumbrances is obligation. I'm about to do demonstration for you to see what's going on with that. It all relates to something that you have to spend money on, but you're not necessarily sure how much to who. So that's the encumbrances. When you do reservation for encumbrances, means that you're not necessarily spending it now, you're obligated into spending it. Should I deduct that from the fund or not? Same story for pre-encumbrances. They may be required to have workflows still. That means if you haven't submitted anything, it becomes what? Unconfirmed or draft. I just wanted to go through these highlights and high-level overview of what these codes are, and then we revisit it again as part of live demonstrations there. Now, of course, by selecting checkboxes, taking it off or on,